Hi guys, today we're going to be using just the numbers to find out who are the best clubs in the MLS to go and watch. So, for this experiment we're going to need objective, empirical factors to measure performance on a number of different levels. So, here's what I've chosen. First of all, attendances. Atmosphere, tailgates, being part of a massive crowd. It's all part of the matchday experience. So I've used the average attendances for each club in 2022. So St. Louis is excluded, but will be included next year if we do this again. And this has the additional advantage that the larger crowd will often mean more dedicated fans, more of the heart of the club. So it should improve the atmosphere. So I think that's got to be one of the elements that we look at when looking at what the best club to go to might be. Number 2 is goals. Football is all about goals. That's your entertainment. Goals for and goals against. The more goals, the better. So the teams that scored the most and conceded the most as well will score higher on this metric. If you're a neutral going to a match, you don't care which way the goals come, you just want to see goals. So it's for and against on this one. The third factor is the cost, the price. You don't want to be paying mega bucks for your day out. So you do want maximum entertainment, but you do want minimum costs. So the cheaper the better. I'm looking at the average resale prices from 2022 from sites called Ticket IQ. Okay, so that's how we're going to rank those. The fourth factor is a bit contentious. It's the total club wage bill. It's contentious because I'm using it as a kind of proxy for star power, seeing the biggest names, the most skillful players, the current or the future legends. I figure if they're being paid the most, they must be the biggest stars. I'm willing to listen to feedback on this one, but I think it's the only proxy I could find. So that's what I'm using today. Let me know what you think. All of these factors will be rated 1 to 28, 28 being the top score. It all gets totaled up, so we get an objective answer of who is the best club to go and watch. So with every club getting a score out of 28 on 4 different metrics, that is, well, Google tells me it's 112. I can't do that. So taking each in turn, attendances. These are the top teams in terms of average attendance at matches. There's no big shocks here. Of course, Atlanta tops the table with Charlotte, Seattle, Nashville, all well known for having decent stadiums and solid fan bases. Stadia, good fan bases. Next up, goals. This did serve up some surprises for me, as the goals for and against are totaled up, so it was hard to predict. Some teams like San Jose and Toronto score well for conceding, but not quite for scoring, and some like Philly and LAFC, as you might expect, are the opposite way around. They've scored a hatful of goals, but they need to let some more in if you want to be top of this league. Cost comes next, and the differences here are vast. Our 2 LA clubs top the list, or should we say bottom the list, because they're the most expensive. Anyway, pricey tickets anyway. Whereas Houston, Real Salt Lake, Chicago Fire, all delivering great value for their fans. Well done, you guys. Wages, and as you might expect, the usual suspects are up there. Toronto, DC, Dallas, Galaxy, they're all obviously spending decent money. These figures are from November of 2022, when the wages were released, so may not be completely up to date, but reflect the 2022 standards. So, on to the results. Taking into account all of those metrics, who has made the top 5? I won't go through all the teams as it will take too long and I might upset the teams who are bottom of the list, and I don't need any angry Columbus Crew fans coming for me. Just kidding, you are not bottom, Columbus Crew, I promise. Seriously though, if you want to know where your team came, let me know in the comments and I will let you know what position 1 to 28 they ended in. But let's go with the top 5. 5. Galaxy. They take 5th, performing very, very well indeed in 3 out of the 4 categories, but scoring very badly on ticket pricing, as we alluded to earlier on. Something to work on for the owners there. If you want to top this league, work on that. 4th and Atlanta United are coming in 4th position. Clearly the top team by a distance in terms of fan attendance, but they've done well on wages too. But the price of tickets has let you down as well. I wonder how much of a difference Josef Martinez made there in 2022 and what difference in terms of wages and goals we're going to see if we do this again next year. Interesting point to come back to. Number 3, making the podium, is DC United. Pipping Atlanta by a single point, DC scored well in all categories except for attendances. An average below 17,000 of their 20,000 capacity was their downfall. Number 2, and it's FC Cincinnati, taking the runner-up slot, ranking very well in the attendance stakes and the cost, and taking second spot in terms of total goals. Only mid-table on the wages front, though, despite having some of the biggest names in the league in terms of DPs, the future of their number 9 Brenner could be pivotal to their next season. Number 1, the top spot, goes to Toronto FC. As you may have expected, the wage bill is very healthy. Those Italians don't come cheap. And the goals also flowed in 2022, and there were over 25,000 fans on average for every game to watch them. Well done, Toronto. So there we have it. I wonder if this could change in 2023. I'm sure it will. What factors should we be watching, though? Incomings, outgoings, the key players there. It must be a factor in the wages and how many people are coming to watch. We'll obviously have St. Louis in the league as well. So what difference is that going to make? All these factors are pretty arbitrary. So take it all with a pinch of salt and let me know what your feedback is on it. What should I tweak on this? Is it okay? Is it not okay? Should we do it again? I'll see you next time.